Hello, it's a timed reading for this week, 21st of December to the 28th. I've already done this video once, but I accidentally deleted it last week. So here I am doing it again. I can't remember, as I can never remember the readings very well. Sometimes little bits stand out. This card popped out as I was shuffling. It's the Queen of Wands in reverse. I've pulled 3 oracle cards that I haven't looked at yet, as I never do until the end of the reading. Hopefully they'll give us some confirmation. I'm using the Light Seers deck and the Enchanted Crystals, I think. Enchanted Crystal Tarot as well. So let's get going, shall we? Ten of Swords in reverse. Four of Swords in reverse. Queen of Cups upright. Seven of Swords upright. Judgment in reverse. Five of Pentacles reversed. Oh, Tower reversed. Heart in my fingers. King of Wands. So remember earlier, the Queen of Wands in reverse popped out as well. Chariot reversed. World reversed. Knight of Cups. Oh, I can't put these down. 2 together. Oh, 3. Wow. Sun reversed. King of Cups. And the Devil. I am going to keep those because they did all come out together. So, and oh, I don't know why I started shuffling this deck right now. But the 9 of Cups has come out. It's really for clarifiers. So we're going to start on the 10 of Swords here in reverse and the 4 of Swords in reverse. Queen of Cups. And the 7 of Swords. So 10 of Swords in reverse means you are probably starting to see the end of something that's been a little bit traumatic for you. Perhaps you're just about to come on to your break, or you're about to have some time off. You are maybe just being able to relax a little bit because you've probably had quite a lot of stress this last week before coming up to, and perhaps you've overcome an illness here. This is the 4 of Swords. I really love her in a little nest. She is probably ready to come out, so it's a time of healing, a time of sort of feeling a bit better. Perhaps like a lot of people, you're overcoming a cold and you've been off for a little bit, but either way those pressures are going to feel a little less this week. And obviously we do have a couple of days holidays, and maybe you got a bit extra from work. We've got the Queen of Cups there and the 7 of Swords. So the Queen of Cups, you are going to be able to get in touch with your emotions, and perhaps it's a time to again reconnect with yourself and have a bit of me time. That sounds a little bit contrary. If you're anything like my family, it's probably going to start going a little bit hectic over this period. So perhaps you need to build in a little bit of that time. Perhaps you need to strategize it. You might also be worrying about something that's been going on that's not been feeling like it's going in your favour. You know, is a little warning to watch out for something that could be someone could be planning, or it'd be kind of a little bit against what you might want. Seeing this crow here, so maybe it's a little bit of chitter chatter that you need to just ignore. And we've got the Judgment here, and it's in reverse. So perhaps you're still dealing with the effects of a contract that's gone wrong. Perhaps you've lost a job because we've got the 5 of Pentacles there. Maybe you're a little low on resources and that's caused you. But this is not something that's happening this week. I just think it's residual because this is the Tower reversed, which means we're overcoming it. And it's happened. It's something that was a little bit of a shock. So perhaps you just had something extra to spend out on. Again, a little bit obvious at this time of year, but it might be a little bit more than that. Perhaps you've had a few extra bills to pay that you weren't expecting, you needed to factor in. Or you might have lost some employment and now you're seeing the effects of it. And we've got the King of Wands, which is fire energy, Leo. We've got the Current, he's holding this here. It's a little bit of passion coming forward, and it could be if you have lost a job, you're actually starting to think about self-employment a little bit more. So this might be a period where you've got a few days off, and although you'll be busy, you might actually be doing something on the side or a feeling that you could create something. He is very creative, very energetic. So there could be something going on that's giving you that vibe. And actually, as I laid out that 9 of Cups that popped out of the Enchanted Crystals decks, that is about your independence and you feeling very satisfied. So you could have gone for all these things, felt a bit short of money, but something might be taking place that you're actually really pleased with. And despite all those difficulties, you're actually beginning to sort of see, oh, right, I can make this happen. And that's a really good feelings. It's a sense of independence and definitely satisfaction you should be feeling at some point. We've then got the chariot here in reverse. Perhaps this 5 of Pentacles is something to do with a vehicle. Perhaps you've had a vehicle problem. But also, if you have been feeling a little bit burdened, we saw earlier, and a little bit poorly, you have not had the willpower to make these things come physically into fruition. And this 9 of Cups, this King of Wands, is the spark of it. So maybe it's going on mentally, but you're just kind of like, right, I've got a few things to get through this week and I need a little bit more, you know, I'm not just leaving it be. I'm going to have to put in a little bit of extra work to see this pan out, really. And perhaps you've had time off because you've been poorly and you've needed to, you know, catch up a little bit. And so that's what you're thinking. Where can I plug the holes in my finances? What am I going to do? We've got this World in reverse. It's something that's not quite complete, yeah? So we're not quite at the end of the year. It could signify that we have not quite completed it, but you have not probably completed something you set out to do, maybe this week, maybe this month, maybe this year. It's not quite come together. It's not quite formulated. I feel like you've got everything there. You're ready. It's got all the star signs, it's got all the symbols. Normally the world has all the zodiac on it, and I think it's probably not quite come full circle and you haven't quite finished off the year. Don't forget that as we go into the, you know, the early part of January, February, March, that is really the astrological year. So this could be talking about this because it does normally have the zodiac on. So it might be that you've still got 2 or 3 months to finish this thing that you want to finish. Then we have the Knight of Cups. He's almost a little out of place in this reading because this is a very practical reading, all about you resting, recuperating, maybe not having the energy to put things through. But the Knight of Cups is an offer. It can be about love. It can be an offer of love, but it also could be an offer about something you do love, you know. And it could be that you're going to go off somewhere special. Somebody's going to plan something for you. And we're going to see in the last, almost last week, the last full week of the year, that something nice is going to be planned for you. And if you are a Capricorn, because I'll show you why in a minute, this could be a birthday celebration. Somebody could be bringing something to you, or you might even get a surprise proposal at this time of year. And that might lift your spirits a little bit. Because we've got the Sun card. The Sun, though, here is in reverse. So, like I said, you might feel like you haven't completed the cycle yet. So you might have a little optimism, but you still might be warding off the effects of feeling a little low on energy, or feeling a little less than financially abundant. And this week you're just kind of not existing, because I definitely feel like you've got this plan, this plan for a nice, beautiful, passionate, forward-going future. I mean, these cards, as always, are so gorgeous in colours, and the way that they're created is just lovely. And we've got the Knight of Cups. So you might be having to centre yourself. He's always in control of his emotions as he moves on. He can manage when things are a little bit chaos. And this is what you've done this week. You might feel a little proud of yourself, even if you're a little tired, that you survived somewhat of an unexpected disaster that's left you feeling a little bit financially hard up, and you've actually gone through it. But more than that, you are lighting the way to the next few weeks. And although this is a reading for the 21st to the 28th of December, I feel like whatever you're doing, and this might tie in with the yearly reading, is going to carry through to the first 3 months of the year, the end part of the zodiac year, if you know what I mean. And then we see it's a devil, but it's a Capricorn card, which is why I'm saying if you're a Capricorn and you're seeing this, you might be getting some birthday celebrations come to you. It could be a proposal. The Capricorn is a devil energy. So if it's not that, it's like a slight obsession. But, you know, with these cards together, someone might be slightly obsessing over you. Or it could be you obsessing over this new creative idea that you're not quite ready to close out the old cycle and move into the new one. I think, quite frankly, you're quite tired. And who isn't at this time of year? Really? So let's have a little look at some clarifiers using this enchanted deck. Let's have a look at the burdens, the maybe I'm feeling a bit of ill health, you know, a bit of a cold, maybe a bit of flu, and this need to balance ourselves. We've got the Four of Wands, yeah. So the Four of Wands, although I'm saying yeah, actually, I'm just suddenly realising it is connected to marriage. So we might be seeing plans. You might even know you're getting married. You might be planning what you're going to do. But this could be one of the reasons you might be a bit stressed, because you've got a lot to organise, and perhaps it's causing a little bit of pressure on you. The Seven of Swords, again, we've had this again. So this is a double clarification that there's a need for a strategy, or there's someone's been a little bit sneaky. It's more past energy, but we're seeing the effects of it now. Looking at the Judgment. Oh, right, okay. So whatever it is, so this is the World this time upright. So whatever this Judgment is, this perhaps failed contract, this something that's not quite gone wrong and it's left you like a little bit, not quite gone right, I mean, that's left you a little bit financially short or feeling a little bit the pinch. This is actually gonna come out and it is gonna complete the cycle, yeah? So it could be you're starting to see that something that's perhaps was a bit of a surprise, a bit of a shock, this Tower in Reverse moment. There's going to be something that you thought, oh my gosh, this is really bad, but you're going to see a better outcome than you thought. There's a lot going on in that. I really feel like this week's going to be very, very busy for you. Let's have a look at the King of Wands and the Nine of Cups. Eight of Pentacles, yes. So the King of Wands, as I said, could be this idea. And I felt that you weren't actually, because of not feeling great or whatever, you weren't actually putting it into action. The Eight of Pentacles is that looking at those finer details. And maybe you need to look at the finer details of contracts that weren't quite right, or that you need to adjust, or that perhaps you've got some financial contracts that you need to adjust, maybe loans or mortgages, and that you need to put in the work to balance that out. And finally, we're going to look at these last three: the Chariot in reverse, the World in reverse, the Lovers in reverse. So it's something you're not quite decided on. And that's why you're not closed out the cycle. You're perhaps waiting. I don't think it's a bad thing. Eight of Swords there. Yeah. A little bit mentally, feeling a little bit mentally trapped on that one. And remember, with the Eight of Swords in the traditional deck, there's a gap. She's not really bound. It looks like she's bound. She's blindfolded. She can't see where she's going. There's a gap of swords right in front of her. So, you might be pausing until you can see the move forward. And then we got these lovely three cards. The Knight of Cups, the Devil, which I'm feeling is Capricorn energy, because we are in Capricorn season, almost. The King of Cups, or we will be by the time this reading period is closed, and the Sun in reverse. So what does this all mean? Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you're staying quiet. You're not, because there's something that you're not sure about, you're staying quiet, but you're going to get clarity. The Ace of Swords, that is speaking up, getting clarity, and it's a decision being made. And sometimes that decision is a court decision, because the swords can speak of legal people. And here we saw this failed decision. I did feel like that was going to be overturned, so it will become more positive than you thought, because, and now we've got this. So I'm almost certain that you're going to go for a week with something which you thought was not so great, and some better outcome is going to occur. So I pulled, oh, this one, the Queen of Wands. Yes, well, she's this counterpart. So you are going to go from not being creative, not taking action, into the King of Wands, who is taking action, who is powerful. And, you know, both these are really normally vibrant people. When she's up this way round, she's very, oh, look, she's looking at him like that. Now I've turned her up that way. Maybe you need to refer your energy to someone else whilst you're not feeling on top of the world. Or you need to defer the energy until that, later. And I do have a sense of that first January, February, March. Whatever you're doing now might be when you see the outcome, but you're probably going to get a little sign. But you are going to have a little rest period and be focused on people that are important to you. So I pulled this Viking Oracle. And it's, I don't even know how you pronounce it, Frigid or something. And what it's about is about that respite. Here we've got this one, Four of Swords, which is exactly the same. This healing energy that you've had to do because you've been very burdened. And what a perfect card to get when we've got a 2 or 3 day holiday. I mean, the Christmas break ties up with a weekend, so some of us might have quite long, a few days off, and perhaps we're not, going to have to be quite doing stuff quite as much as we normally would. Maybe we're socializing a bit more, but it's not going to be essential. And this is about your family, spending time with your family, creating that sort of sense of peace. And I believe that the Vikings would often look for the security within their community. So you might be finding your home as a little sanctuary, and definitely sort of, I said deferring, but deferring some decisions, perhaps just so you can actually spend some time with your community. They often, with this card, they often went to places of worship. So if Christmas is a particularly important festival for you, for your belief system, then you might get some sort of peace from that. Strong family bonds are important, and we've just seen the potential proposal card, potential marriage card. Pay attention to where you can gain peace from, and notice if there is disruption. And we had these 2 Seven of Swords cards, which can be something that's a little underhand. I feel like you're just going to kind of turn your back to anything that's a little unpleasant, and you're going to really look at this. I mean, maybe you'll even take a little mini break away. I love the mountains, so perhaps you'll just want to retreat into that kind of environment just to sort of restore a little bit. Let's have a look at the 3 oracle cards that we picked, or I picked. It's crystalline, energy, wonder, alive, and beauty. So yeah, I think you're starting to restore that energy, but you're gonna get that from spending it with your family, the right people. She's got a little cat there. My cat was here earlier, trying to help me shuffle the deck. And there's also kind of mountain in the background. Oh, maybe yes, it is a mountain. I was not sure whether that was actually the sun behind. I felt like it's a mountain. And, this really sort of echoes the importance of that restorative time. Yeah, very nice. The card, when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. So if you have been struggling with a lost contract or a loss of a job, or just feeling that your resources aren't there, you will find a time in this week to sort of, I think, like I said, be nurtured within your family environment, to just kind of spend that with the people that you love. And some of you may be going about to get a love proposal, but it could be a career proposal because we have got the King of Wands and you know, and the Queen of Wands. I mean, that's a counterpart, isn't it? Like I said, so you might need to do it. And I think this week, amongst everything and all the chaos, you are going to appreciate your blessings. And there's another love heart there. So overall, if you've been mad busy this week and it's getting a little draining and you've needed a little rest, I think you are going to get that, and you're going to be able to look forward to some nice times with your family and your friends. And yeah, I think you're going to get a little bit of that restorative feeling with you. Okay, well, I hope you have a good week, and next time I see you, it'll be after Christmas.